Hey world, continuing on with X's story here. I swear I've been telling this story since like 11, it's like 2 a.m. now. I will finish this damn story before I go to bed. But, continuing on from the story here, of basically where X's boss tells X or asks X if X belonged here or does X want to be here. And so X is over here having the mindset of, you can't tell me that that's not a prelude to something more for X. Boss goes, don't worry, I'm not firing you, so you can take that pressure off. Me interjecting here. Well, what the hell does the whole bag mean then? And I say whole bag because a whole bag can be either a guy or a girl. You can be a male whole bag or a female whole bag. So again, gender ambiguity there. Now X believes that X is not so stupid to know what's not coming. Then X's boss has the balls to go, I don't want you to feel as if you are walking on eggshells here. Now let me interject on that part. Not walking on eggshells? Well, what the hell then? After the events that was outlined previously of calling X out on judgment call this, VIP, that's unacceptable, or I'm displeased with your performance, and bringing up all nitpicking on events and tickets that seems weak, that's trying to make an argument against X. And then X's boss goes, are you okay? You seem more quiet. Something wrong? You used to be more outgoing. Let me interject on that part here. Fucking A. Seriously? If someone was more outgoing, again, they get their chops busted in front of other people on their business that other people has no business knowing. They get nitpicked on for incidents that's a learning process, or if it's a mistake, to learn from it and move on. And there's no definitive black or white. It's only gray matter, shades of gray here. And then it's a supposedly we trust your judgment, but yet every judgment you make is wrong because the judgment is based on 4 to 5 criteria: the client, the infrastructure, the equipment, the network, the representative, their technical competency. And yet in this case it seems like the rep is the only one that's being faulted. So it doesn't matter if the judgment of whatever X would have chose, being that it's a gray matter, he could have been faulted for anything. She could have been faulted for the network when it was the client's fault for not knowing how to explain, or something else. So if X was outgoing and then X get X's chops busted and getting hostile treatment and making X feel like X is on tight rope, and how can X not feel that X is not walking on eggshells, or X doesn't turn to be a recluse to stick to X's job and focus on what X is doing? Please, someone, tell me if that shit makes sense. That shit makes no damn sense at all. So continuing here. So boss tells X that boss is not firing X. At least not at that time, then and there. So what is X's boss trying to do then? Trying to badger and chastise and make the environment so tense and hostile that X can't work there, so that X would have to quit? So that if X quit, then does that mean that company doesn't have to pay X for unemployment? Is that the game that they're playing? Are they just trying to find out X's breaking point? It's So X feels that at this point, X is just beyond the breaking or fed up point. X feels that X could care less. And X just feels that X is going in, doing X's own business, minding X's own damn business, and boss won't leave X's ass alone. But at this point, it seems as if X just feels that X is at the fuck it and doesn't care anymore. And if they let X go and calls X in for that morning or afternoon meeting to say pack your things and go, X doesn't seem like X will be in despair. Because X seems like he's in the mentality that she can't put up with boss's shit anymore. And X knows that X's days are numbered. So continuing here, let's see here, 7 minutes. Now, throughout the entire story here, X is a person with a lot of pride, a lot of respect, dignity for X's self and for others. And X believes that X prides X on X's value and integrity and how X treat others. And it seems as if in this case, X has eaten a lot of slices of humble pie, turned the other cheek, lower X's pride, and been passive on confronting X and calling out boss on boss's bullshit and weak claims against X. Just checking my time here. I think this next part's kind of irrelevant. Okay, because relax, tighten up. 9 minutes. All right. I guess I'll mention this part before going on to the next segment here. So X basically went through and did some research on Boss and found out that on one of Boss's tweets, Boss had something that went, "A good manager knows how to be brutally honest without being brutal." And X, in response to that, just calls out bullshit on that. Bullshit. And let's see here. X currently believes that if X ever had a toxic boss that was just pure evil, X is declaring it to be this boss. And at least for this segment, anymore, and X feels that X will bust the brain vessel. And on that note, I will continue in the next section.